Cast the bones, 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 cast the bones in a world of fun. Cast the bones, cast in a world of fun. Cast the bones in a world of fun. Cast the bones.
Hey Ben, what was your favorite game you played this week? Well, I'd have to say, Alice, it was Rising Sun. You would like that.
Cast the bones.
My name's Ben Eddings, and you're watching Cast the Bones, the internet's most premier comedy, fun, board game show. We've got some great games on this episode. It's all about fun, and everything is feeling good. We're high of spirits. The sun is shining, as you can see. I'm in my greenhouse, where plants grow, where things... I just saw someone. We're going to look at some cool, fun games in this episode of Cast the Bones. And we're heading off into a very special month in Cast the Bones as we roll out more features and more content for all my friends out there. Let's continue as we cast the bone.
Santorini is a game that I've heard a lot about. Everyone's talking about it. And it sounded like so much fun, I had to get my hands on it. I picked it up pretty cheap from a store. Look at this little girl. She looks like she's a barrel of laughs. Look at this island here. This is where the game takes place. It's a little grid, and you place your little people on there. They're builders. They're building things. It's best in two-player. You can't play it with more, but it's best in two. You have two little people each, and they can move around the grid, and as they move, they can build. And you have to build from the ground up. You build the lower level first, then the middle level, and the top. And the whole point of the game is to eventually move your builder up to the top of the tower. It's a game all about building towers. Move and build. Move and build. It's as simple as that. It's a beautiful, beautiful abstract game. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look at it. I mean, just look at it here. It looks almost like faces. Almost look like faces in those buildings staring out at us. But it's very, very clever. When I sit down and play this with people, they look at me and they go, "Oh, I had no idea that board games could be so cool and clever." And it really is cool and clever, isn't it? I can hear a baby crying somewhere. Here's a little guy up at top of the building here. His next move, he could move up top and he could win the game. But this is a move you can make. You can cap off the buildings and make sure that victory can't happen. It's a very important move and something you'll be doing a lot as you try and block your opponent. Me and my wife painted this together. We're not great artists, but we did this, both of us. That's me and her. I have dreams of a tower sometimes. I don't know if it's a tower or if it's a lighthouse. I don't know what it is. I was out in a boat once. We had to go out to a submarine and we found the submarine, but there was these towers that were stacked up, looked like lighthouses. I think my wife would have loved this game. She would have found it a lot of fun. They do look like little faces, don't they? So this might be an abstract game, but it's also got a lot of color and a lot of flavor to it. You look at these little characters, they're gods, and you can adopt their powers, and they give you special moves, special abilities. And when you have one of these, it makes every game different. There's just so much in this box, and I really recommend it. It's called Santorini, and you should pick it up. I just think it's just wonderful. Hey, how are you doing? What are we having? Yeah, we're having fun playing Santorini. Hey, I hope Ben's enjoying it too. He looks happy, doesn't he?
I would surely like to have gone on holiday to a place as beautiful as that with my wife. Anyway, let's continue on. I don't want to I don't want it to seem like I'm gonna be constantly featuring digital or video game stuff, but I thought it would be interesting to follow that with this.
You move from a game like Santorini to a game like Into the Breach. It's a computer game, and it's still a little strategy game type thing. You know, it's still a move and activate type of game, and that's why playing Santorini and playing Into the Breach at the same time, I found it a fascinating thing. Into the Breach, if you don't know what it is a game where you're giant robots trying to take out an alien menace, trying to save the world. It all seems very futile. You can't save the world, it seems. It's very difficult to do so. You have to keep going back in time. I find this game very challenging and quite disturbing. I make some very important decisions in my job, very important strategic decisions at times. And I have to reset here. I have to go right back to the start. You see, in this game, you're told exactly what your enemy is going to do. You're told exactly what they're going to do. So really, you should have the wherewithal, you should have the knowledge to do something about it. But it seems like even though I've been told what my enemy is going to do to me, I can't do anything with it. It's something I've struggled with all my life. When I've seen in advance that things were about to turn sour, when I've realized that things were about to take a turn for the worse, or realize the kind of person that I am or that I could be, or, you know, there was a time I could have acted and done something about it, but I didn't do it. Of course, now playing Into the Breach, Santorini, Into the Breach, advance notice of things going wrong. Now I am doing something about it. That's why you'll have noticed that Cast the Bones has become so much fun recently. I am getting the help that I need now. I have reset time somewhat and taken back my moves. And I think now I have a chance of defeating this alien menace, and that's what I call it. That's what I call it, this alien menace. And I've been very, very blessed to have this game to play and to have all these other games to play with my friends, and playing the Lord of Blank Faces as I did, the prototype that I got sent, that was the wrong decision for me because it fed into a lot of look, I saw the warning signs and I stopped. It's time for a game from Reiner Knizia, and I wanted to do this in song form, 'cause it's a lovely game and it's about animals, and it's set in Botswana, wherever that is. And what you have in the game is a load of plastic animals, and you have a pack of cards with animals upon them, like elephants and also lions and also zebras too. And you decide which card you want to play, and you place the card down, and then you take an animal. You don't have to take the same kind of animal as the card you played, but sometimes you will. When you put a card down, it changes the value of the animal. Then you take an animal, and it's all about choosing which animals to collect. And at the end, those are the values that are on the cards. And you add it up, and the one with the most points wins. So, for example, if I had 4 lions, I'd have 12 points. And you change the values and choose. And that's how the game seems to work. But there's a lot more going on than it seems, and it's great. Reiner Knizia, you are cool.
I wish that I had a date. I wish I had someone to date. Would you like to date me? I'm Mr. Elephant. We can have a love affair like Ben and Sophia. And I promise not to pass away before my time. I'll follow you, Mr. Elephant. Or not. Cast the Bones.
As I said, this is my greenhouse, and as you can see, there's lots of cool things in here. You know, this plant and all this stuff. There's seeds and stuff here, and it's all good stuff. And this thing, which looks like it's for the, to, I don't know, get the heat. And person's name's Caroline. This is her notes and stuff. And it's very important to get out and support your local community. If anyone tells you about why, they will show you images. Images will flash up on the screen. They're just to make you laugh. It's nothing disturbing. It's just, but you will see certain images or shapes, and you know, you can watch them and you can enjoy that. Okay,
Cast the bones.
let's take-
Cast the bones, 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 cast the bones,
Hey,
cast the
Ben,
bones,
what
cast
have you
the
been
bones
doing
in
this
a world of fun. Cast the bones, cast in a world of fun. Cast the bones in a world of fun. Cast the bones,
Hey,
cast
Ben,
the
what have you
bones,
been
cast
doing
the
this
bones,
Well, I have to
cast
say,
the
Alice
bones,
in
cast the
Horizon
bones, cast the 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 bones in a world of fun. Cast the bones, cast in a world of fun. Cast the bones in a world of fun. Cast the bones.